Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing the Masochist. Basically, we started with a lot of additional tank stats, really reduced damage percent, but whenever we take damage, we get 5% damage until the end of the wave. And the way I personally like to bypass this is by going with the Ghost Axe, because the Ghost Axe will eventually stack up damage percent, at which point your passive, this negative damage percent, becomes completely negligible, and then you just stack up a bunch of damage percent by taking damage during the wave. So, in my opinion, this is one of the strongest ways to play this character, and that's just because, well, Ghost Axe is such a good weapon that it's incredibly strong. Even if you do start out with negative 100% damage, still very good. And enough, right? The first few waves are always pretty free on this character, or just in general, I should say. You know what? We really just want to get more tank stats, right? So we're just going to go and take armor. We're not even going to try to reroll. HP regen would have been the second best thing there, or another very good option, I'd say, not the second best. I actually think HP regen is better than armor when you have too much armor. But in our case, since we are going to be using ghost weapons, it's actually a good idea to get more armor, because more armor will mean that when the ghost weapon set reduces our armor by up to, I believe it's 6, right? Or is it 5? I believe it might actually be 5. We'll look at it in a moment. Basically, we lose a lot of armor because of our weapon set bonus, which gives us dodge, but makes us lose armor. So we actually will take some dodge. Well, no, dodge is, you know what, no. I changed my mind immediately. Let's just go ahead and take some luck. Because dodge will make it so it's harder to use our passive properly. We want to take damage when we want to take it, right? In this case, we're also on shop 2. We should definitely be rolling for another ghost axe. It's actually kind of unfortunate because I can't buy it. I wanted to combine my two ghost weapons. You could easily combine these and only have one weapon, or just have two tier 1 weapons, two tier 2 weapons, I mean. But yeah, you can see here, our Ghost Axe will reduce our armor by up to 5 once we have 6 Ghost Axes. So getting some more armor is not going to hurt. It's actually going to be pretty nice. Because even if we start with 8 armor, well, we're going to lose 5 of that by equipping a lot of Ghost Axes. I'm just trying to take some damage here, so I can take my passive, back up quickly, and now are okay. Passive stacked up. We don't need to take any more damage. We can just kill everything. Pump them up here. And one more kill. Okay, nice. I was gonna say one more clear on this little group at the bottom here. Perfect. Again, more tank stats is great. HP regen, amazing. Armor, another ghost axe. I'm actually gonna go ahead and combine these into a tier 3 and take some more armor. Perfect. The weird ghost could be okay. It's a little greedy. I'm actually going to go ahead and reroll here, and then I'm going to lock the plant. We don't really care too much about lifesteal. Since we already have so much HP regen, it's a lot more effective to just keep stacking that up. Also, I'm not in the masochist mindset right now, so I'm not taking damage when I should be. You generally want to avoid getting hit by the bigger enemies and just let the small ones, like these baby aliens, for example, this big clump of baby aliens, just let them hit me as much as they want. And that way I can get some damage percent without taking too much damage myself. Okay, enough. We do need to get another weapon here really quick. We basically don't need any damage. Melee damage would be nice. However, I actually would prefer to get some HP regen. Or armor, perfect. Okay, and then we're going to take the plant. We don't want to lose HP regen if we don't have to. Another ghost axe, which we can combine. Oh, okay. This is a video so far, huh, guys? I just accidentally recycled my weapon. Okay, I swear that wasn't intentional. I don't mean to do that. So obviously, you should not recycle your ghost axe. I wanted to combine it and make a tier 2. And the reason for that is that as you upgrade it, it requires less and less kills to give you permanent stacks of damage percent. So getting a bunch of, or getting higher tier axes means we also keep more armor, because the more axes we have, the more armor we lose from the weapon bonus. It gives us a bunch of dodge, but makes us lose armor, is the one negative side effect of going with ghost axes, ghost weapons I should say. Is yeah, we do lose out on a lot of our armor, which is unfortunate, but weapon itself still... Okay, more dodge. I could take this, but I really don't want to dodge. I think dodging is not great. Crit chance could be okay. Melee damage is great, though. Also great. And more crit chance. We can actually take Insanity. It's very good. We don't want to lose damage or lose max HP for damage percent. However, crit chance is amazing. Definitely want to get some of that, especially if we only lose a tiny bit of damage percent in exchange. Go ahead and roll one more time here. One more time. Nothing really great. I could actually go ahead and combine both of these. This way, you know what? I could do something really crazy, but I don't think I should. So if I combine these, I would only need 12 kills per wave. Sorry, 12 enemy kills to get 1 damage percent stack. You know what? Let's do it. So you can see here, right? Plus 1% damage for every 12 enemies we kill during a wave. So now, it's every time I get a kill, or 12 kills, I will get an additional damage percent. This is extremely greedy. I don't actually recommend you do this. If you are past wave 5, the safest thing to do is really just have multiple ghost axes. But I'm going to do this because it'll make it a little bit more interesting for the video. But yeah, you should have pretty much 3 ghost axes, probably all tier 3, or sorry, all tier 2. So there would be blue ghost axes, right? And that would be very strong at this point. That would make sure you're really safe, you're not really in danger. Obviously you get less damage percent, but you don't need to do crazy things like I'm doing to win the run. This is more just for fun. Because this way we can actually get even more damage percent stacked up more quickly, right? Yeah, easy enough. We'll go ahead and take some luck. Luck is okay. An alien worm. You know what? We're also going to take that. And a claw tree. Crit chance and melee damage are both pretty good for us. We're going that. Maybe gecko as well. Else, hunting trophy. So it's so early in the run that though we have almost no crit chance, taking this will absolutely pay for itself eventually. I'm just gonna let the baby aliens hit me a ton here. I'm gonna do it one more time here. Please, I need you guys to hit me a bit. Still want to get hit a bit more. We have a little bit too little damage percent. There we go. Now we crit for 110. Bad. I want to make sure I can actually clear out these enemies. And now I need to avoid getting hit as much as possible. This is why you wouldn't do this, by the way. You can see I'm struggling to clear out very easy monsters. They're super weak, but since we only have one weapon, we pretty much have no coverage. We're forced to hit one time, and then we have to wait for the very long attack cooldown to reset. And there we go, though. I did manage to do it right. But again, I don't recommend it. You should definitely have at least 3 weapons at this point in your run. We're going to take some attack speed since we have none of that so far. Hunting trophy, a bit of luck. And can we get ghost axe? We can't. It's here, but we can't afford it. We do have 2 weapons, though. And I will say, even though it is a tier 1, it's still going to help us quite a lot. Because once we stack up our damage percent, it's going to be dealing quite a bit of damage, even if it's only a tier 1 weapon. And here on wave 8, you don't get that many stacks, I should say. Definitely not our favorite wave, because there's just a bunch of really tanky bruisers, which hit very hard. And then there's also a bunch of these spitters, which are constantly shooting projectiles at us. So you can see there are a lot of baby aliens spawning as well. Those are the ones we want to hit us. Need to be careful not to get by a armored bruiser here. Armored bruisers hit very hard. The ones with the horns. And I'm just going to kind of run through the center here, try to clear out as many of these small enemies as possible. And we're fine, right? Fine again, easy. Go ahead and take some armor here. Make ourselves a little bit safer. Take the ghost axe. A little muscly dude. This is one of the best things we really ask for. This melee damage and max health both make us way tankier. I would prefer to get more regen if possible, but obviously we're not going to get that and really force any items. But if we do come across more HP regeneration, we definitely want to get that. Melee damage, attack speed, crit chance, all really good damage stats. We don't necessarily need them, since we already deal so much damage. I'd say just getting some attack speed would be plenty. Attack speed and a bit of melee damage to boost up to go, because since we do have so much damage percent, the percentile increase is going to be more effective if we have higher base damage, which means getting more melee damage is the best thing we can really do if we just want to hit harder. And getting more attack speed will be better once we're starting to overkill the enemy. Because you can always think about, oh, what will deal more damage, what will deal more. But at some point you are just overkilling enemies. As you can see here, I'm kind of already doing that. So just getting more HP regen would be a lot nicer for us. Go ahead and skip this. Crit and dodge are fine. I like the crit chance. Speed is amazing. You don't really need speed. Luck is okay. Buy both of these and combine them. Tier 3 weapon. Other ghost stacks. Combine them. I don't want adrenaline. I'm going to say this again. I don't want any dodge actually. Would prefer to not have 17% dodge like we currently have. Max HP is great. These are okay. They just turn into more materials, more or less. Anything else? Another ghost stack's perfect, so we can actually combine both. Well, now we have 3 weapons. I could actually combine these. You know what? Let's do it again. This is not part of the guide. Okay, guys, don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Do what I'm saying, okay? So yeah, basically, you should have a bunch of tier 2 and tier 3 ghost axes. I will say, if you can have, 4 tier 3 weapons, so for example, I have 2 tier 4 weapons, right? If I split them, I'd have 2 tier 3 weapons. That would be optimal. That would be the best. Just having 4 weapons is pretty good. That gives you a lot of coverage, so you're pretty safe. And you still get a lot of effective stacking. But to be as safe as possible, you would just have 6 weapons. And you want to make sure you are taking some armor, because the weapon that is going to take away 5 armor from your starting armor. So if you do have 6 ghost axes, you are losing 5 armor naturally. So replacing it with 30 dodge, basically. But like I said, that is the one drawback of this strategy. You get a ton of dodge from the weapons, which you don't really like, but it's not going to kill you. It just makes it a little bit, it makes you a little bit less tanky, and you can say, by getting more armor. Another tree is great, a lure, and your ghost axe. Okay, oh, we actually just got 2 tier 3 ghost axes. We're definitely going to combine those. Warrior helmet's amazing, armor and health, and some luck, but if we lose regen, I'd rather not. We have plenty of luck. So I'm happy to just go ahead and... Unfortunately, we are kind of killing these little enemies, so we're not having a chance to tank them, or to intentionally get hit by them. These are the baby aliens here that I'm talking about. Little purple ones. Get one shot, pretty much. And then these are the pursuers, the one with the white bones around them. Going for the looter there, he's very nice. And we do want to kill as many trees. Trees can drop loot crates, of course. Yeah, I do think this is the best Masochist strategy. You can always switch weapons whenever you want, like find something legendary, something late game. But I do think this is the Ghost Axe is very nice. You pretty much just completely negate the one downside you have in your passive by getting a ton of percent. You're going to see that here in a moment. I'll go ahead and take some range and a little bit more speed. Pretty much all I want. Or helmet's gonna lose this, helmet's completely fine. Some crew chance for armor is a free reroll. Lock the ghost axe. We could also take a ghost flint to start stacking up our attack speed. If you do that, that is completely valid. I don't think that's a bad thing. It can actually be quite good. But in this case, you're not necessarily going to find a ghost flint used like I'm just randomly finding here, so I'm just gonna skip it. Same thing with the ghost scepter. You could take a scepter, ghost axe and ghost scepter, just use them to stack up. That way you can get infinite stacking health, infinite stacking attack speed, and infinite stacking damage percent. Okay, let me be a little careful. I keep walking in because I'm talking too much. Focus. Are against the mother. That was me doing a little bit too much commentary, so I got hit by a lot of her flashes. This is phase 2, so she's now doing sort of targeted slashes while trying to stay away from me. So it is going to be hard to get near her now, unfortunately. They are pretty tanky, so we could try, but it's a little bit awkward. Could be in danger if we do. Yeah, you see here, it's a little bit too much for us. We don't quite have the healing or the clear out a lot of small enemies quite yet. I am going to just move away, stay safe. Don't want to put myself in danger. You might think, oh, you're so low HP, you are in danger. No, not really. I know my limits. I can easily just move away there with my 12% speed. Crit chance is great. Melee damage is also great because we have so much damage percent. Melee damage becomes stronger. Nail slows down enemies is very nice. Another ghost axe. And we don't damage percent for range. We don't really need it, but it's just range. I don't really care too much of range, so I'm actually willing to buy that. The head injury, right, gives you a little bit of damage percent. And yeah, you can see our damage percent is actually 96%. Even before we've gotten hit, we're dealing 96% damage. So our damage percent is ridiculous at this point. So now we pretty much are just a character with some nice stats that has infinite stacking damage percent through our weapons and through getting hit, which is our passive, right? Every time we get hit, we get an additional 5%. So he's not the fastest character, but you will eventually just be one-shotting everything in the wave if you live long enough. And we could definitely use a lot more HP regen. HP regen, just stacking a ton of HP regen at this point would be amazing for us. It is wave 13, 12. Also, you can see we're getting hit a lot by the projectiles. I'd be dodging more if I needed to. I don't really need to. I'm perfectly safe. Melee damage, amazing. I don't really care too much for lifesteal or any of these stats either. Attack speed, that's amazing. And HP regen, perfect. So that's exactly what we wanted, right? That is what we are lacking right now. And I will take a repost. Taking a shmoop is actually kind of worth it. But I do kind of want to try to get as much damage as possible just to make this video faster, right? Ugly Tooth is nice. We enemies, including bosses. And you can see we now have 4 tier 4 axes. They hit for 280 when they crit. That is ridiculous. That's without even triggering our passive a single time. If I let enemies hit me, I will get even more. I'd say getting as tanky as possible is actually the best way to deal more damage now. Just so, like, for example, on wave 20, we can run into the boss and just let it hit us a ton of times, and then go through it, and we get stacking damage as we get. But since the damage we take during waves isn't permanent anyways, there's not really a need to stack up or get hit. Unless we're trying to kill a mini boss, for example, then we can kill it more quickly by sacrificing a little bit of health. Yeah, this is the Masochist. He's also not necessarily one of my favorite characters. I think he is fun to play. I do enjoy a lot of characters like this who do like using ghost axes or the ghost weapons. Just because I do like stacking them up. Little muscly dude is nice. More crit chance, more armor would be nice as well. We can go ahead and lock that. And I'm kind of AFK. Here we go, I'm back. I was just like, I'm not really scared. This is the crocodile. He pretty much just does this in phase 1, right? He keeps charging through you like that. Phase 2, it's almost the same thing, but he does a circle around you instead. Kind of tries to trap you. And on the Masochist, we don't really care. If you've been following me, you are way too strong on this character at this point in the run. And you should be at absolutely no risk of dying at all. If you've just been taking a bunch of armor and HP regen, other good items like I've been buying, right? Yeah, the run should be pretty much over. I'd say we were actually almost completely safe after we fought the mother. I think the mother is by far the worst enemy we could have fought, because the ghost axes are not that strong on wave 12, and she pretty much just summons just like endless amounts of small enemies. So if we don't have the attack speed to get through them, it's very difficult to kill her. So the mother was definitely the hardest thing we could have fought earlier. Go ahead and buy all of this. HP is great. More HP regen. Anvil, okay. Ghost axe. So we might actually be able to fully cap out our weapons by buying this anvil. It's not like it's insane or anything. But because we're gonna win this run regardless, right? If you follow me, then the guide is pretty much over. I'd say that the ghost axes, understanding that you should go ghost axes, and then prioritizing what stats, the correct stats. If you understand that, you're pretty much good to go. So for damage, of course, we went with attack speed and melee damage. Those are the most important. You can get crit chance, you can get a little bit of damage percent, but overall they're not really worth it. It's a bit of a waste. Damage percent especially is a bit of a waste. And crit chance is definitely a bit of overkill with how much damage percent we have. But it can be really nice. But again, yeah, melee damage, attack speed for damage. Right? These two stats, melee damage and attack speed, are very good. And then we have armor and HP regen. And of course you do want some max HP. You see we're sitting at 70. Pretty safe. Yeah, armor and HP regen, those are the other stats you want. And that's about it. Of course we could take some speed, for example, right? We have wings here. Of course we're going to take this. Why wouldn't we? We only have 4% speed. Now we're at 14. That's great. We don't need more than that though, so we will reroll. We got another tier 3 speed upgrade. HP regen, that's exactly what we want to see. We are going to be buying the anvil here. And the power generator, actually. Okay, so if we had taken the speed, we would have gotten rewarded. But how could we have known, right? The power generator will end up giving us 9% damage percent. And if we get more speed, it will go up. And the anvil is going to help us fully get all of our weapons to tier 4. Which is, again, not necessary. You don't need that run. I could win this run with all tier 3 ghost axes very easily. But it's going to look pretty, right, when we put it in the thumbnail. Masochist with all tier 4 legendary ghost axes. And you can see we actually don't hit very hard. I've played other characters where you've seen me at this point in the run and I'm hitting for, let's say, I don't know, 700, 800, maybe even 900 damage. So he's not the #1 on damage. But the main reason is that everything dies too quickly, so we can't actually take damage anymore effectively. Because the enemies that can reach us actually hit quite hard. The enemies that don't reach us are very... Well, they're the ones that barely deal damage. But yeah, they can't reach us, so it makes it a little difficult to take any damage. We could have taken Barricade there, but I don't think it's necessary. More armor is great. That means bosses more. And there we go. Perfect. We are against the gargoyles, means very easy to kill. And normally I would explain boss mechanics, but you see here, the mechanics don't really matter when we kill and kill the boss. And he's dead. The gargoyle. Now we can just kind of move around and we got all of the buffer enemies. There's not any reason to really target anyone. Maybe you can target more the spitters, the ones who are shooting projectiles at us. If anything, they're probably more dangerous than the buffers. Because even these buffed up chargers are just gods, so they're not really a threat. But the projectiles coming at us constantly. It'd be nice if we could get a nice legendary weapon for the last wave, but our luck might not be high enough to find it. There's a chance we could find the scythe. Since we are using ghost weapons, we have a higher likelihood to find the scythe. And Retromation's hoodie. This is, again, we don't need any of this to win the run. This is going to be great though, because it's going to help me kill the last boss even more quickly. Cycle that. More melee damage. Also gives us melee damage. Baby Gecko, sure, why not? And a leather vest. I don't really want more dodge. We have much dodge already. I'll take an alien worm. Continue. And we got all tier 4 ghost weapons. Yeah, I kind of feel like I can just sit here now. There's not much to do. I could just sit in the center of the map at this point and be safe. But yeah, how is everyone doing? How do you guys like the Masochist? Also, if you've watched my other guide videos, I'm interested to know if anyone sort of had a lot of success following my guide, or sort of my tips or my advice. I'm hoping it does, because all the strategies I put in all of my videos, I actually very consistent with and very easily win with. So this run, for example, I could do this 10 times in a row, and it's extremely unlikely I would die, unless I was just completely not paying attention, and, you know, some other, I don't know, if my house catches on fire, right, and I might be able to lose. It's pretty difficult to lose for me at this point on pretty much any character if I am trying to win. If I'm trying to win, I am most likely going to win. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some more melee damage. Yeah, I would like to know how you guys have done, anyone who's been following my guides. This is wave 20 though. Let's see how fast it goes. And that's it. I think that was a 12-second wave 20. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. You can see we ended up with 311 damage percent. Each of our weapons, you can look here really quickly and pause if you like. And the will be 541. But that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Next time we will play the knight. And yeah, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, okay? Goodbye for now. Bye bye.